If you're going to advertise, make sure you nail retargeting first. What's happening? It's Eric J. Olson. Yeah, once you've nailed your website, you got that all squared away. Once you've crushed your SEO, your search engine optimization, meaning that when people type in a phrase that's relevant to your offering, they can find you in Google. Once those things are happening, and if you want to take it to the next step, then it's time to think about advertising. Now, with advertising, there's many, many different ways that you can advertise online. So I'm just going to focus on online. Offline's for a different agency, a different topic. But for online advertising, there's lots of different ways. So there's lots of different platforms. First of all, the big ones, Google, Facebook, and Instagram. Amazon. Amazon's a big platform now. If you have some sort of physical product that you're selling, Amazon is becoming the third biggest advertiser. So they're starting to run lots and lots of ads. Shoot, if you're a e-commerce or a retailer, or if you resell products, I should say, like consumer packaged goods, even like Walmart. I mean, there's lots of different sites where you can now purchase advertising. We're going to focus on Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Now, within each one of those platforms, there are lots of different products, advertising products that you can purchase. So, let's just take, for instance, Google. With Google, the main one that you probably think of is when you search for an offering, you get a search ad. What that means is you type in ABC and an ad comes up in your search results, ABC. All right, so that's the actual search results ad. But there's a whole bunch of other things that could show up on that results page. So there's local ads, meaning you're within a proximity of you being the business. You're within proximity of the person conducting that search, and you can have a local ad show up just for them. So there's those. There's local service ads. There's retargeting, there's display ads. I mean, there's a ton. Within Facebook and Instagram, it's very similar as well. There's a couple different products. What I think is a good first advertising strategy to do is retargeting. Now, what retargeting is again, once you've got things like search engine optimization on your site and people are starting to come to your website, relevant people, you need to get back in front of them. Right? Because if they just go to your website once and they don't buy, which is going to be the majority of people, then you need to remind them that you exist, because maybe that first time just wasn't a good time. So get back in front of them with retargeted ads. And what that is you can put a little bit of a script that you get from either Google or Facebook, where you can put that on your website, and those platforms now can show an ad to the person when they come into their platform. So as an example, let's say that you put that Facebook code on your website. When someone goes to your website, Facebook knows who that is. When that person goes into Facebook, which they inevitably will, because most people spend hours a day in social media, then you can show them your ad. And then while you're doing that, you can tweak the parameters. You can have lots of different ads showing that are all retargeting ads. You can change the frequency. You can change the duration that the ads show for. Do you want it to show just for a week, or do you want it to show for a year? And as far as frequency, do you want it to show just once a week, or do you want it to show once an hour? It's all based on budget. But it's a relatively inexpensive way of getting back in front of someone who has expressed intent in what it is that you're selling. And they've expressed intent by going to your website. I would nail that first before you start moving into other things, like trying to find applicable prospects out there with lots of different techniques. Nail retargeting first.
Hey there, it's Eric J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey, How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing $1 million business. It took me 8 years and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you could apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Eric J. Olson.